Good morning, wrestling fans. Today is Monday, September 18th, 2023. Lance Brock here. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Hope you all are having a great Monday morning today so far. And on this Monday episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans, I just want to talk about a little bit of news going on this week. And that news is that the first ever and, as of right now, longest reigning AEW TBS champion in AEW history, Jade Cargill, is expected to show up at WWE this week. This is not, I don't know if I would say 100% confirmed just yet that she will be, but as of right now, it definitely does look that way. I saw that her AEW contract has expired, and it did. The match she had with Chris Statlander, where she dropped the TBS title to her, or not dropped, but she already dropped it, but where she was challenging for it, I should say, and didn't win it. I said that wrong, but she lost to Chris Statlander, and then after the match, they had that hug in the middle of the ring. Kind of looked like an emotional send-off to her possibly leaving AEW. And if she does end up starting in WWE this week, my question is, first, do you see her reporting to NXT or possibly going straight to the main roster? Also, if she does start with NXT, do you think they will put her on TV right away, give her a big push, and possibly a feud with the new NXT Women's Champion, Becky Lynch? I think, and this is nothing against Jade, but I'd say that put her on TV, but NXT may be the best bet, not because she's not ready for the main roster, but just because I have seen some of the NXT call-ups they have done, where they have brought somebody right up to the main roster, and yeah, they were hot at first. They were the bright, shiny new toy, and then after a few weeks or so, they would eventually end up getting lost in the shuffle, and they weren't really treated as special as they were when they first got there. And so I think at least a little bit of a run on NXT might be best for Jade Cargill right now. Another question I have about that is, on NXT, do they change her name? As we all know, that WWE most of the time does want to own the names of their superstars. And since her last name is Jade, and Cora Jade being a part of NXT, I definitely wouldn't be surprised if they do end up changing her name to something else. But we will just have to wait and see if she does end up starting with the promotion this week. And just have to wait and see what's next for the first ever AEW TBS champion, Jade Cargill. Also, I want to ask you, what's your opinion on Becky Lynch holding the NXT Women's Championship? This isn't really the question of the week, which nobody answered last week. That's dumb. But in the comment section, you can put, do you think this was the right move for NXT? Also, how long do you think this run is going to last? And how long do you think the man will be sticking around in NXT? Could be a short title run. Maybe, as they say, she could just be there to give the title the rub. Maybe put a little prestige on it, but then drop it. Maybe back to Tiffany Stratton or one of the other up-and-coming superstars there in NXT. Or, who knows, maybe she could stay a while and have a lengthy run as NXT Women's Champion. We will just have to wait and see. I know I say that quite a bit. Another thing I saw the other day was for some MMA promotion. I don't remember the name of it. XFX or XFC, XXF, I don't know. If you listen to the podcast, you know I don't listen or watch MMA or follow it at all, really, but it's the promotion that CM Punk does commentary for occasionally, and he supposedly teased a little bit, possibly coming back to wrestling in a couple months or so. Maybe that's when his no compete from being fired from AEW expires, who knows. But of course people are probably going to jump to the conclusion that that could be a WWE return. Don't know if that's actually true or not. Could it be? You never know. It's pro wrestling. Never say never. But I don't know. And I'm sure Impact Wrestling right now, definitely not the biggest wrestling promotion in the world, even though they are a great wrestling promotion, but definitely they do not have the most attention on them. And I'm sure if they had a chance to bring CM Punk in, they would jump at it just like that. And CM Punk did make appearances in the early days of the NWA TNA Wednesday night pay-per-views. I'm sure you remember that. He was a part of Ravens, The Gathering, with Julio De Niro and Mickie James, Alexis Lurie at the time. So if Punk actually did show interest in going to Impact, I'm sure they would definitely take him in. but not just Impact. I'm sure any indie promotion, MLW, NWA, especially the smaller promotions, if I don't really see them doing any small indies at bingo halls or flea markets, but I'm sure if he went to any of those promoters and showed interest of working with them, being on their shows, they would definitely bring them in a heartbeat. Big post flyers everywhere, all over CM Punk coming to whichever indie promotion. And that is all for this Monday morning episode of 360 Good Morning Wrestling Fans. Once again, thank you everyone for tuning in. Remember, if you have any questions, comments, or anything going on in the world of pro wrestling, you can leave them in the comments section on YouTube, right here on Spreaker, of course, and wherever you listen to podcasts. Also, remember, leave your thoughts about Becky Lynch being WWE NXT Women's Champion. I hope to have a new episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic tonight, talking about tonight's WWE Monday Night Raw, so stay tuned for that, everyone. But I will be back to talk to everyone tomorrow morning for the Tuesday episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans. Hope you all will be here as well. But until tomorrow morning, have a great pro wrestling day.